Yo, Jets Nation, what is good, everybody? We got some breaking news. OBJ signs not with the New York Jets, but with the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, man. So, this is a contract that's worth up to $18 million for one season, $15 million guaranteed. We all know that the New York Jets were the ones that were favorites to land Odell Beckham Jr., which is why this is a big deal. But I think that we can all agree that this is a lot of money for 1 year. And I think the reason why OBJ decided to go with the Baltimore Ravens is because they give him an opportunity to be the number one receiver and the money. According to Connor Hughes of SNY, as we all know, that the New York Jets were about to meet and fly OBJ to One Jets Drive tomorrow. And apparently the Baltimore Ravens saw that Odell Beckham Jr. is going to the Jets facility to meet with them. And they said, you know what? Let's talk to OBJ. Let's talk with his agent. And let's rise the price up and tell him that we want you to be our number one receiver. And the Jets were not giving OBJ that role. The Jets were going to tell Odell Beckham Jr. how he fits in this offense. Because guess what, guys? We have our number one receiver in Garrett Wilson. So the Jets wanted to get him for obviously a lot cheaper than this contract, and they wanted him to fit into an offense as a piece of the offense, not the focal point of the offense. We have Garrett Wilson. We signed Allen Lazard. He would be the number 2, number 3 receiver. So I think the Baltimore Ravens eventually, they said, okay, we got to save our relationship with Lamar Jackson somehow. Why not overpay for OBJ and make him our number one receiver? So that's really what happened. It's up to $18 million. It's not $18 million guaranteed, but 15 guaranteed is pretty wild. But this definitely came out of nowhere. Now, this is back-to-back times where the Jets had a meeting with a player. First time was Calais Campbell, and then he decides to sign with another team the day before. So interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. As you guys can tell, I'm not in my studio. I'm coming home tomorrow, and I was a little inactive on the channel for the past couple of days because I've been traveling. I've been away. I got a flight back home tonight, so I'm excited to be back home in my studio. We're making Jets content all throughout the week leading up to the NFL draft, talking about there's a lot of things that's been going on, and it kills me when I take a step back from you guys because I see all the news happening. I see Breece Hall's ACL is doing well. I see the Jets make this signing. I see this happening, and I can't make a video just because I'm away from home and I'm doing other things, but it's all good because we here right now. And I think that this is, unfortunate for the Jets from the perspective of I personally wanted OBJ. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I was all in on Odell Beckham Jr. And I'm not flip-flopping here, but I think the price, seeing what the price is at $18 million guaranteed, I don't know if I was comfortable giving him that. 15 mil guaranteed, up to $18 million based on incentives. That's a lot of freaking money. And the Ravens can offer OBJ something the Jets cannot. That's without the money talking. The Ravens can give OBJ the opportunity to be the number one receiver because the Baltimore Ravens don't really have a number one receiver. Rashad Bateman, he's a good player. He's not Garrett Wilson, right? We have our number one. So OBJ wasn't going to be our number one. So I really thought that the New York Jets were getting Odell Beckham Jr., but according to Connor Hughes of SNY, what happened was, and I'll say it again, the Baltimore Ravens saw that Odell Beckham Jr. was flying to meet with the New York Jets, and they got a little scared because they wanted OBJ. They called OBJ and they told him, hey, we can offer you the number one receiver role on our team, and we're going to up our price. How about that? And OBJ's like, you know what? I know the Jets are not going to offer me this type of money, and I know the Jets are not going to offer me a number one receiver opportunity. I'm taking that. So, it makes sense from Odell Beckham Jr.'s side of things financially and getting an opportunity to, be more involved in an offense because the only way he would become a Jet is if he was a little selfless, being able to be part of an offense, not the offense, because, Odell Beckham Jr. is a number one receiver. Or should I say he was, right? On the Giants, he was in his prime. He was a star. He goes to the Cleveland Browns. Didn't really have that great of a time with the Browns. Then he goes to the Rams. He wins a Super Bowl, but he was the number 2 next to Cooper Kupp. We all know that OBJ is not a number one receiver. And that's why I wanted him, man, because we weren't going to bring in OBJ to be our number 1, right? We were going to bring him to be our number 2 and number 3. So I definitely wanted Odell Beckham Jr., and you guys know me. I wanted him big time. But the fact is, at this price, and again, the Baltimore Ravens can offer him something that the Jets fans can't, giving him a number 1 option and that money. And that's what it comes down to, guys. And that's what it comes down to. So, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please do me a gigantic favor and hit that thumbs up button, guys. I'm really excited to get back in the swing of things of work, get back in the swing of things of making content for you guys. I am flying back home to New York tonight. So I'm excited. As you guys can tell, I'm not home, not in my studio. I'm not wearing Jets green. I'm not in my usual setup here, but it's all good because we're on the road and we're having some good times. So let me get into the chat because I really want to get your guys' thoughts. What's the overall reaction from Jets fans? I see a lot of Jets fans happy, and I see a lot of Jets fans pissed. So let me know right now in the chat, how you feel? Are you happy about this? Because there's definitely some Jets fans that are like so happy. Yes, OBJ is not coming. Never wanted him. Other Jets fans are like, damn it, I wanted Odell Beckham Jr. with McCole Hardman, with Alan Lazard, with Garrett Wilson, with all the boys. So let me know where you stand right now, Jets fans. Are you happy or not? And of course, we have other fan bases in the chat right now. So let me know your thoughts about OBJ going to the Baltimore Ravens. So let's see. Ravens overpaid for OBJ. They did. They definitely did. I mean, $15 million guaranteed for 1 year for someone not playing last season's a lot. And I think that's the reason why it took so long, because the Jets were interested, but the Jets had a budget. The Jets have a price with OBJ. And I think that, if the Jets were willing to pay this type of price, he'd be a Jet right now. And it's obvious that the New York Jets did not want to overpay for Odell Beckham Jr. That's what it comes down to. That's really, really what it comes down to. Screw Odell. Thank you. That's over finally. It looks like a Bills fan saying that. OBJ hasn't played for 2 years. He's washed. See, there's a lot of mixed feelings in the chat right now. Jets getting a ring. OBJ won't be around for it. Oh, well. That's the energy we like, baby. That's the energy we like to see. Is Lamar going to play? That's a good question. I think this is definitely going to help out the Lamar Jackson situation. I mean, if the Ravens had to tell OBJ if Lamar is coming back or not, right? Y'all wanted OBJ. Now you don't. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I literally said I wanted Odell Beckham Jr., and I'm very open about that. But now seeing the price and seeing the whole thing, I get it. Hey, Richie, how's your trip? So you like to take an adventurous trip around the world? Yes, Odell went to Baltimore. Jets have plenty of wide receivers. And that's another thing about this, guys. And listen, I wanted Odell Beckham Jr. I know a lot of you guys did. But the cool thing about this is we are still in a very good position at that wide receiver spot. It's not like we don't have Garrett Wilson. It's not like we don't have Alan Lazard. It's not like we don't have McCole Hardman and Denzel Mims. And guess what? Still Corey Davis. Like, this receiver room wasn't a weakness. Odell Beckham Jr. would have just been like a luxury to have, right? So it's not like we're missing out on something where it's like a detrimental piece to the team. And we have draft capital. We can draft a receiver to fill the void for Odell Beckham Jr. If you could have asked me if you can sign OBJ for a $10 million contract or even $12, $13 million for 1 year, sign me up. Yes, 100%. But the fact is, he wanted to be a number one receiver and he wanted more money at this stage of his career. And that's really what it comes down to, guys. They completely overpaid for him. The Baltimore Ravens overpaid, and the Jets, they didn't want to overpay for OBJ, and I don't blame them. Someone coming off a torn ACL and trying to build up a roster. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens are in a desperate situation right now with the whole Lamar Jackson situation. It makes sense. Who does he even think his QB will be? I guess Baltimore will be his retirement home. I mean, I'd assume if you're Odell Beckham Jr. and the Ravens offer this contract, he has to be like, is Lamar going to be my quarterback or not? Like, there's no way OBJ signs with the Ravens not knowing if, Lamar's playing or not. The post that he posted on Instagram was it his child? Is it his son? I don't even know. Wearing a number 8 jersey, so it was a Lamar Jackson jersey. Don't forget, JD can talk to Arizona for D-Hop. There's also rumors he may get cut that may help for Jets get the DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, now all of a sudden we're going to be talking about the DeAndre Hopkins rumors, right? Ravens fumbled so hard. 18 mil is so much. Yeah, I mean, if the Jets signed OBJ for a deal like this, I'd be like happy, but also like really concerned financially because the Jets still have to make sure that they can fill out the rest of their depth on this roster. It's actually 15 guaranteed, Robert, according to Adam Schefter's last report, unless you're seeing something else. It's 15 guaranteed, up to $18 million guaranteed. Oh, we got Parks in the chat talking nonsense. Shout out, Parks. You're wrong. You know. Stavo OBJ would have been the Jets number 2, probably number 1. He would have been number 2. Definitely not number 1. He would have been number 2 on the Jets, for sure. Definitely not number 1. And his name is Garrett Wilson. You know that man's nice. You can't lie to yourself on that one. D-Hop would be a much better option. I don't know, man. We'll see. Don't sleep on the draft. Don't now all of a sudden that 13th overall pick, we could get a receiver there. And I know that people want, including myself, an offensive tackle, maybe a defensive player, preferably offensive line. But JSN reuniting with Garrett Wilson now, we'll see. Good move for Ravens because Lamar comes back. We'll see about that. Don't Jets need Rodgers signed first? Well, OBJ was planned to visit with the Jets tomorrow. And that's what really escalated this whole thing because the Ravens saw that OBJ's visiting with the Jets and they're like, you know what? Before he even goes there, we're going to offer you a contract. You can't refuse. Where does the Jets podcast get their information from? Thought Odell was going to be a Jet. Not sure what you're referring to, Momo. But I was just talking about hypothetically because the Jets are very interested in him for the past couple of months, weeks. And I was talking about, yeah, I want OBJ in the Jets. I don't claim to have any inside sources or anything like that. But I want Ben Jones badly. Me too. I want to get your guys' thoughts on this because I wasn't able to make a video or go live when this happened. But Joe Douglas, speaking at the WFAN event, and he said, oh, Aaron Rodgers is going to be here. And I love hearing that from our GM, saying that with confidence. And I know that a lot of people have some issues with that, but I am not worried that Joe Douglas said that. Let me know your thoughts in the chat right now. Even Bateman's injury-prone self, who is always hurt, unlike Lamar. So much for that Rodgers list. Hey, we got Alan Lazard. He was on the list. What up, Rich? How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the channel. Guys, do me a gigantic favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Feels great to be back live with you guys. It's been a little long. When's the last time I made a video while I was on my trip? But I left Wednesday, so the last time I was live was Tuesday. So it feels good, man. Miss you guys. Odell's cap. We still got to sign Randall Cobb. Yeah, and Mercedes Lewis if we're still talking about the list that he put out, right? You see, Brees might be ready for week 1. Brian, yes, dude. When I saw this news, it was the day I was flying out of New York, and I'm like, this would be a great time to go live and celebrate because this is one of the best news that we got all offseason. This is like getting a new acquisition because we saw the impact of Brees Hall as a freaking rookie in those first 6 to 7 weeks. He was the reason why the Jets were 5-2. Like, the reason. I don't want to say the only reason, but a huge part. When we beat the Miami Dolphins, week 5, he had 197 yards. Should have had 3 touchdowns, but had 1, and he got tackled at the goal line twice. So Brees Hall is going to come back strong, and I'm excited, man. This is a blessing in disguise. They need to spend big on Quinnen. Rodgers would rather rest of the money to bigger such needs as D-tackle, free safety, and center. Yeah, this does give the Jets some opportunities now to use that money elsewhere. But, I was in on Odell Beckham Jr. I thought it was well worth the risk of a 1-year deal. I would prefer if the Jets did sign him, it'd be a heavily incentive-based contract where it's like, $10 million guaranteed, up to $13 million if he plays well, or up to $15 million, something along those lines is what I was comfortable with. But 15 guaranteed up to 18 mil, that's a lot of freaking money. And the Ravens overpaying for him. And, the Baltimore Ravens, they feel comfortable. They're making a risk. And, we'll see how it goes. I'm so glad that Clown didn't go to the Jets. He's a locker room virus. See, this is where all the Jets fans are coming out. Because I know there was, and let me tell all the non-Jets fans in here, there is a lot of Jets fans. And I'm not saying all of them. There's a huge portion of the Jets fan base that was dead against Odell Beckham Jr. coming to the Jets from day one. They're not lying. They're not flip-flopping. There's also another side of Jets fans that really wanted him, like me, right? So just so you guys know, there's definitely a lot of Jets fans like MC that did not want anything to do with Odell Beckham Jr. on the New York Jets, and I'm sure you guys are happy about that. But me personally, I really wanted OBJ. But now we get to flip the conversation. Are they going to go after DeAndre Hopkins? Are they going to get another veteran instead of OBJ? Are they going to go out there in the NFL draft and get a wide receiver? I think that, it's interesting because it's not like the wide receiver room is a weakness, but you can definitely add another body to make it deep. And you want Aaron Rodgers to have the most weapons as possible. Do we still target a wide receiver or go elsewhere, like a different skill position? I think they're still going to go after the wide receiver room. The running back room is pretty much like, I like the running back room. We got 4 studs. No, take that back. We got 1 stud, like absolute bona fide stud in Breece Hall. And I like the complement of Carter, Bam Knight, and Ty Johnson. They could add another veteran if they want with the insurance of in case Breece Hall isn't ready for week 1, like a Kareem Hunt. But, the tight end room is pretty deep. CJ Uzama, Tyler Conklin, got Jeremy Ruckert. You even got Kenny Yeboah. So, like, the only skill position that you can never have too many weapons at is wide receiver. So, sign me up. I can't lie, I'm disappointed, but the price is too high. That's how I feel, man. When I first saw the news, I was like, damn it. What? You going to the Ravens? I thought he was destined to be a Jet. And then I see the price. I was like, oh, shit. That's a lot of money. And then you hear the behind the scenes, why he chose the Ravens. It makes so much sense. And it really does make sense from Odell Beckham Jr. standpoint. 15 mil guaranteed, hard pass. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, Rich. Jets got to worry about Rodgers before y'all back to Zach. What do you mean? We're going to get Rodgers. Don't worry. Kind of sick of the Jets being used to get higher contracts. I wouldn't say we're being used here. I think the Jets were really interested. And, obviously the Jets scheduling a meeting with him up the price for the Ravens to do that. But I wouldn't say this is different. This is different from previous years, man. The Jets are trying to bring in Odell, and the reason why they want to meet in person because they want to convince Odell to be able to take on a lesser role. Because, guys, like, this is the cool thing, that the cool position the Jets are in right now is we don't need OBJ to be a number 1. And that's something we couldn't offer him. That's a good thing, folks. If we didn't have a good receiver room and we needed OBJ so bad and we got bamboozled like we just did, it would be a way bigger deal. But it's not that big of a deal for that reason. It would have been a luxury to have OBJ. It's not a necessity. Does that make sense? Right? Like, that's what it comes down to, for me at least. Anyone that thinks, haha, Jets couldn't afford OBJ, low IQ football knowledge, not even 2 elite teams would pay that much for him. Yeah, I wanted OBJ just as much as everybody else, but this for this price is ridiculous. It is. Didn't everybody swear Brady would retire until the contract is signed? Anything is possible. You're right. I mean, anything is possible. We've seen crazy things. Lamar staying and A-Rod ain't signing. Oh, we got a Ravens fan coming through now, talking his crap. Love it. Pull up. Side note, the Patriots are going to the... It's all right. We don't need to go into that. Another unrealistic fan who knows nothing. What am I saying that's unrealistic? Am I saying something? You better hope you get Rodgers. What is plan B? I really think that they're going to get Rodgers. And obviously that's just me being hopeful. But I think that what the holdup is just incentivizing conditional picks if Rodgers does not play past year number 1. They need some type of insurance policy in case Aaron Rodgers just plays for 1 season. Because Rodgers literally said on the Pat McAfee show, I was 90% retiring going into my darkness retreat. And that scares the Jets because they don't want to pay so much capital for a 1-year rental. If he plays for 1 year, they want some picks in return. And I think that's what they're trying to figure out. Rodgers ain't going to the Jets. Okay, keep that energy. Y'all act like Rodgers in the bag. Nothing is in the bag. I have a feeling Rodgers will be in Green Bay. All right, keep that energy. We like it. Rodgers going to San Fran. Okay. Look at this, guys. You see all these people coming in now? All fans around the NFL. They are all saying Rodgers ain't coming to the Jets. So we'll see, man. Hey, we will see. If somehow they miss on Rodgers, what QB would you take at 13? That's not happening, Jacob. So I'm not even going to answer that. He would be traded to KC before he plays in Green Bay again. I know. I mean, I'm sorry, but the people that are saying he's going to go back to the Green Bay Packers, I want to be respectful here. You don't know what you're talking about. That's not happening. That ain't happening, bro. What if he never comes to New York, retires, you guys left with Zach Wilson for another year? Well, if that happens, the Jets will pivot and get another veteran, but that's not going to happen in my opinion. Dude, Aaron Rodgers is literally in full-on training mode. Did you not see that Aaron Rodgers is training with Alan Lazard the other day? I mean, he's literally going full-on off-season workouts, training with Alan Lazard. You guys know who Alan Lazard is? Former Green Bay Packer. You know what team Alan Lazard is on now? Yeah, the New York Jets. He's training with Lazard right now to gain that chemistry back, to get ready for the season. Bruh. Rodgers is not retiring because there's $60 million that he's going to leave on the table if he retires. I don't even know why we're getting into this conversation, to be honest. Where did this come from? All you trolls in the chat. Hey, man, that's part of it, though. I love it. Can't complain. So, trying to see if there's any other update on anything. Yeah, no, there's just everyone reacting to the OBJ news. That's really what it comes down to. So, yeah, guys, my initial thoughts, man, I really wanted OBJ. I thought it was kind of an I really felt like that was going to happen, especially when we found out that he's visiting with the Jets on Monday. But the Ravens offered him a contract he couldn't refuse. They also offered him an opportunity to be the number one receiver, something the Jets couldn't offer to him. So we'll see. We'll see. Personally, I wouldn't have mind OBJ as a Jets fighter, but not for 15 mil. That price is ridiculous. Prefer DT, linebacker, free safety, and center. I feel you. And guys, let me speak to my Jets fans right now, because I know there's a lot of non-Jets fans in the chat. I'm talking to my Jets fans. Everyone that's saying Rodgers is not coming to the Jets right now, when he does come to the Jets, the narrative is going to switch to Rodgers is overrated. Rodgers is washed up. Rodgers is a bum. That's what it's going to flip to. Remember I said that. The Jets should trade for Jordan Love. The Packers are not going to want to do that. Obviously, Odell was scared that the Jets were going to find something. I don't know. I think Caden knows more about the money and an opportunity to be more of the focal point of the offense, because the Jets couldn't offer him to be the focal point with Garrett Wilson. For 1 year, I wouldn't have done it if he signed for 20 mil. Where are you, Aaron? Aaron's coming, Carter. Jets do not need a 40-year-old washed-up quarterback. Yeah, 1 year removed from back-to-back MVPs. And if you're a Jets fan, if you look up a washed-up quarterback in Aaron Rodgers last year, 26 touchdowns and 12 picks, any Jets fan will take that. And that's what like non-Jets fans don't get. Like us as a Jets fan base, we need a quarterback not to be on this elite NBA level to win football games. The New York Jets would have been in the playoffs, and this is not just me being delusional or me being an unrealistic fan. This is facts. If the New York Jets had an average quarterback last season, if we had an offense that put up a league average of 22 points per game, this is not me making it up. This is stats, and this is facts. The New York Jets would have had 11 or 12 wins and would have been in the NFL playoffs if we had a competent average quarterback. Why? Because our defense was top 5. Our run game was great with Breece Hall. Everything was working but the quarterback position, which is why the Jets want to get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. They're not going to expect him to be this MVP level quarterback. It would be great if he becomes that again, but the Jets just need him to be competent because that's how talented they are around him. And that's why I feel like it's going to happen. Joe Flacco was average. Did you watch one Jets game with Joe Flacco? What? Joe Flacco stunk when he was in. The only thing he did for the Jets last year was help us get a comeback victory against the Browns. And then everything else after that, bro. How good is the Jets O-line? The Jets O-line was depleted last year with injuries, Robert. Absolutely depleted with injuries. It was good. And then Elijah Vera Tucker was on an all-pro trajectory. He went down with an injury for the season. So we're hopeful that we can stay healthy because the Jets have a lot of talent on that offensive line. And we have a hole at center. We need to add another offensive tackle, but we need Mekhi Becton and we need ABT to stay healthy. That's what it comes down to. My man with the $10 super chat, Mufiles. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. What's up, Richie? How's Mexico? It's doing well, my man. I'm flying home back to New York tonight. OBJ, 18 mil for a year. I don't know how I would have liked that. Get D-Hop or draft another wide receiver. Also, I beat Jack in our connected franchise. Now it's your turn. Uh-oh. Go Jets. We have a lot of weapons. All right, man. You beat Jack? Uh-oh. I'm coming. I haven't been on that Discord in a couple days, and I'm sure everyone's like telling me to advance the week. My bad. I'll do that tomorrow. But I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the $10 donation, my friend. Always appreciate your support, bro. Big time. Any chance Jets trade down to get more picks? Absolutely. Joe Douglas is a trade machine in the NFL draft. He likes to trade up. He loves to trade down. So expect trades on both ways, up and down, for the NFL draft. Will Lamar come back to the Ravens because of OBJ? I think this is a possibility, but I don't think the Ravens – it's all about the money with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, right? I mean, I'm not a Ravens fan, so I don't want to speak on it. I know that we have some Ravens fans in the chat. What's up, bro? Congratulations on getting OBJ. But I think that if I'm a Ravens fan and I see this signing, that kind of gives me more confidence of the Ravens figuring out a contract with Lamar. And if you're a Ravens fan, you want Lamar Jackson coming back for sure. Sorry, Jets fans, but we needed OBJ. You did. And that's another thing that people need to realize. The Ravens needed Odell Beckham Jr. more than the Jets needed him, which is why they had to pay him that price. Trade Corey Davis and get OBJ. Well, OBJ's gone. So what do you think gonna happen to Rodgers after leaving Green Bay? Who barely keeps him? What do you mean? Who barely? So what do you think gonna happen to Rodgers after leaving Green Bay? Who barely keeps him? I don't know. I'm hopeful that he has, a season like last year, a little better, and plays complimentary quality football. Dude, Jets fans, I'm speaking for you guys right now because there's a lot of NFL non-Jets fans in the chat. They don't understand how much we are desperate. And I say that word for a quarterback. We are so go look. And I'm sorry if it's bad Wi-Fi connection, by the way, if I'm buffering. But please, if you're not a Jets fan, you're not used to our history. If you want to just go look at all the quarterbacks in recent history, every season, and how bad they've been, we will welcome a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old, even if he's past his prime. We will welcome that. Okay? That's my mindset, at least. When you're a team like the Jets and haven't been in quarterback purgatory for this long, yeah, we need a damn quarterback. And I love how people throw the desperate word in a negative light. I don't care. I'll admit it. As a Jets fan, I'm desperate for a damn quarterback. As a fan, there's something wrong with that? So I should not be passionately rooting for the Jets to get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers all of a sudden? That's why I love when people are like, oh, the Jets are desperate. Oh, the Jets are desperate. Yeah, cool. Desperate is right. And we got Bills fans. I love it. I love it. Keep that energy. JD Masterclass. He picked the guy in the second round and then got less for him. Are you talking about Elijah Moore? Yeah, I mean, every GM has his hits. Every GM has its faults, whatever you want to call it. Hey, man, all I got to say to this Bills fan, the Jets freaking beat the Bills with Zach Wilson and almost beat you again with a fractured rib Mike White. So what do you think a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers is going to do? And you can pretend that the Jets are still the Jets and the Jets still stink and you think you're going to sweep us, but keep that energy. That's all I'll say about that. Coming from a Jets fan, Mahomes is a hell of a lot better than Tua. What the? Why are we talking about Mahomes compared to Tua in the chat? Is that like a thing going on? Coming from a Jets fan, Mahomes is a hell of a lot better than Tua. What did I just read? Obviously. Yeah, there are people in the chat debating about Tua being better than Mahomes. What? What? That's hilarious. I cheered for the Jets when they beat the Bills last season. I was so happy. Hell yeah, man. That was a good game. Milano still has Mike White's ribs. Zach's ribs are next. All right. We like that energy. Don't dance around yet, bro. You've got a granddaddy coming to your squad. Calm down, my guy. All right. Sure. I ain't dancing, bro. I'm just excited to have a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers hopefully come soon. One win in years in this kind of talk. The only reason why I talk like this is because we're talking about recent history. That's the only reason. I just hate me personally as a Jets fan, I just hate the narrative that people love to spin that it's still like the Jets. Like, oh, same old Jets. I personally believe it's not. And I think that last year proved that and that we're a quarterback away. And hey, guess what? Sports is all about debates. Sports is all about talking your smack. Why is everyone getting triggered? Do you play Madden? And if you do, what team is the best to rebuild? I play Madden, but not all the time. I'm in a connected franchise league, but the Jets are the best team to rebuild, obviously, right? Aaron Rodgers will make the Jets so much better, and that's because he will have the GM and the coach reporting to him. Even before he touches the ball, the Jets become better. It's a fact, Scott. It's a fact. Bills fans need to calm up since they haven't won a Super Bowl. Uh-oh. Mount talks about to trigger all Bills fans in the chat. I didn't say it. Mount Talk said it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Don't attack me. Don't attack me. Bills Mafia notorious for donations. We will donate a wheelchair. This man's attacking the Jets. I love it. Your QB is Tim Boyle for the season. Sure. Bills fan here. We also had to go through that where we're not looked at seriously. It will come. See, this is a reasonable Bills fan. I have a lot of respect for that, Steph. Because that's another thing about Bills fans that I don't get. Because the Bills fans need to remember where they came from. They were just as bad, if not worse, for a long time with us. And then you guys turn it around, and you guys are the great Bills that you are right now. And congratulations. I like that the AFC East is a competitive division. I see Roger Goodell at Arrowhead Stadium more than any stadium in the league. Uh-oh. Packers fan talking crap about the Chiefs now? Tom Brady won at 43. Do you think Tampa was upset getting Tom Brady and Rodgers more talented than Brady and 4 years younger? Tom Brady has had a better coaching his whole career. That's why the rings. Don't start talking about all this facts, man. You're going to upset the haters. But I wholeheartedly agree, bro. Go Ravens. Now just my boys Lamar's deal done. Yeah, congratulations to all the Baltimore Ravens fans, man. I think this is a really big move for you guys. Seriously. As an NFL fan, besides being a Jets fan, I obviously love the NFL as a league. And I think looking at it from Odell Beckham Jr.'s perspective, this is a good opportunity for him to really revive his career. So I think if you're a Ravens fan, you're happy right now. And you should be. I am too glad that the AFC is competitive, but not the Patriots. Yeah, let's keep the Patriots. Hopefully they regress this year. I think we can all agree, right, Bills and Dolphins fans? Watch, this same person, Evil Empire, Patriots, he says no Rodgers next. And then when we do get Rodgers, he's going to be in the chat. And when we do get it, he's going to say this: who cares that you got Rodgers? He's washed up and trash. That is the narrative that it will spin to. Because no Rodgers next means they know if Rodgers comes deep down, what will happen? Just saying. The takes and the narratives are fluid, as you can see. Man, it feels good to be back debating, getting into some heated discussions with you guys in the chat, man. I'm excited to be back home tomorrow. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, man. And it's all love, too, in the chat. It's all love in the chat at all times. All the NFL fans that tune into my show, I just want to say, thank you for tuning in to Jets Media. Even if you're coming in to talk some smack about the Jets, talking smack about me personally, I take it all as love. And I really do appreciate you guys choosing Jets Media. And I love you guys. Seriously. Let's freaking go. I love how this is becoming more than just a Jets channel. It's becoming like an NFL community channel. And I've always wanted that, to be able to communicate with Ravens fans, Chiefs fans, Bills. Obviously, we got the division, the AFC East here. We have so many people in the chat tuning in. And I just appreciate you guys voicing your opinions to me, even if it's a opinion you disagree with me. And that's what I always have to remind you guys is like, I mean, if you agree with everything I say, that's like impossible, right? You're supposed to disagree. You're supposed to think about this in that way, right? That's what makes sports talk is debates, right? Getting into some heated discussions, and I'm ready for them. Let's go. Let's freaking go, right? This came from Connor. Odell Beckham Jr. called the Jets last night and gave them a chance to match the offer he got from the Ravens. Is that what he said? I believe you. I just want to just see it. Okay, yeah. So this is some insight about the OBJ situation. Odell Beckham Jr. called the Jets last night and gave them a chance to match the offer and he got from the Ravens. They were never going that high. Though, again, the Jets, he's their number 3. Ravens gave him a better deal. He took it. I wouldn't say number 3. I'd say number 2. But listen, man, if you're a Jets fan, would you want the Jets to match this type of offer? All seriousness. We got a Commanders fan in the chat. If Chase Young has a rookie-type season, our defense will be top 5. Sam Howell will take the league by storm. Commanders winning the Super Bowl. All right, Jared, good luck to your Washington Commanders, my friend. Thanks for tuning into Jets Media. I think the Commanders are a lot better. I think they have a bright future. But I don't know about the Super Bowl. But you have every single right, Jared, to believe that. That's what being a fan is all about. This move is strictly about the money. Receivers don't put up gaudy numbers in that offense. It's true. OBJ is a big risk for that kind of money. Speaking positive facts, as you should, Jared, as you should. Don't let anybody say you shouldn't speak the way you speak. That's what being a fan's all about. Hi, bro. Do you see Rodgers could pull a Favre thing after one season and he asked to be traded to the Vikings? Well, the reason why that happened was Favre got hurt after being 8-3 with the Jets. So let's hope that the Jets go 8-3 but stay healthy. And I also don't think Rodgers would request a trade after the Jets. I think he'd retire, if anything. If he he comes to the Jets and things don't go well to his liking, I think he'd prefer to retire than go back to another team. But I could be wrong, right? LOL, Jets get Rodgers for one season, then Rodgers heading to Vikings. We already cleared cap space for 24, and we ain't extending Kirk. Sarah's coming in. I'm assuming you're a Vikings fan. You think that history is really going to repeat itself, and then you guys are going to go to the NFC Championship game, right, with Rodgers, just like with Favre? Hey, hopefully that doesn't happen from a Jets fan. We want Rodgers to stay with us and take us as far as he can take us. I also think that the whole 40-year-old thing is blown out of proportion, in my opinion. I think that quarterbacks, the older they get, the better they get. Because the quarterback position is so much more mental than physical. We know what Rodgers has physically. And the older you get, the more experience you get in this league. And Tom Brady is a perfect example of that. He's getting better with age. And I know he's retired at 45 years old. You get better with experience because the quarterback position is all mental. Obviously, you need your physical fundamentals, but your physical body is not going to be able to connect if it's not connect with your mind. I mean, I love bringing up Zach Wilson because he's a perfect example of someone that didn't figure it out, right? Zach Wilson is a very physically talented quarterback, and that's why he was the second overall pick, and that's a fact, right? He has the talent, but the issue with Zach Wilson is the mind. Can't process things, can't connect his mind to the talent of his physical body, and if you can't connect the mind to the body as a quarterback, you're not going to be able to be successful. And I just like that example just because when you see a young quarterback struggling, that has so much raw talent, so much arm talent like Zach has, he just couldn't figure it out mentally. Obviously, there's other issues with Zach, right? Leadership, not holding himself accountable, not being a good teammate. There's other issues besides playing football. There's off-the-field issues with Zach Wilson. But I just bring that example up because I think you get better with age when you're – and I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is still in his prime at 40 years old, but give me a 40-year-old wise quarterback and a win-now opportunity for the Jets. Sign me up for that any day, even if he's not in his prime. I don't think he's washed. because he's literally 1 year removed from winning back-to-back MVP awards. Okay? He is. That's like 26 touchdowns and 12 picks last year, and he's a down year. Any Jets fan would welcome a quarterback to put up those numbers any day of the week, and he was injured last year, and he was his first season without Nathaniel Hackett and Devontae Adams. That's how I look at it. The holdup is the Packers know Rodgers is playing for 1 season. The Jets want compensation but Green Bay is saying if Rodgers do retire after the season, it isn't their problem. It's a Jets problem. This is the issue. This is exactly what the holdup is. You hit it right on the nail, Jonathan. Exactly. Thoughts on the Bills picking up Damian Harris? Good or bad? Worth it? I think that's a good move for the Bills. I think the Bills would be smart to really establish that run game more to help balance out their offense. I think they rely a little too much on Josh Allen. They ask Josh Allen to be Superman too much, and he could be Superman at times. But you see, by playoff time, it gets to Josh's head, and he needs more people to rely on. I think Damian Harris is a good veteran for that. Weed the People says, I got really stoned and A-Rod appeared to me with a Jet jersey and said, you ready to win a Super Bowl, buddy? Then he did. Well, I'm happy that you had that vision. And thank you for sharing. Nobody wants Lamar. He is not a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback. MVP quarterback, actually. Good for OBJ and good news for D-Hop as well. Tired of teams acting like these guys not working the asset price of OBJ. Yeah, it is definitely a good thing for OBJ. Definitely agree. They rely on him too much, and it puts some stress on his shoulders. Harris was a great pickup for more versatility. Exactly. All right, guys, if you're enjoying the show, if you guys could do me a favor, could we get to 100 likes? We got 71 likes. If you could do me a solid, it's free of charge. It really helps out the channel a lot. Simply hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button because I got a lot of Jets content and NFL content coming your way all throughout the rest of the off season heading into the NFL draft. We have a lot of fun things planned. I know I've been a little MIA the last couple of days, but things are going to be ramping up here in the next few couple of days. So again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's get to 100 likes. Is that possible? Am I asking for too much? Even if you guys have disagree with some of my takes, even if you think I'm saying some things that just doesn't align with your way of thinking with football, you can still smash that like button for your boy. That would mean a lot. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. All NFL fans are welcome on the show. Jets fans, of course, is my family. But any other fan base, you're all welcome to come on here and talk your smack. It's all freaking good. 15 mil guaranteed. No thanks. Yep, that's what a lot of people are saying, man. That's what a lot of people are saying. I haven't heard one Jets fan say, damn, I would have paid that. The Jets fans are like, damn, I wanted him, but not for that price. It seems like to be the consensus here. It does seem like what the consensus is. See, this is exactly it. Really wanted OBJ, but really glad we didn't give him that 15 mil contract. Exactly. Who came from Jake's? Jake Asman just went live, or he just ended his stream? Well, thanks for tuning in after Jake's, Dane. Appreciate that. Shout out to my man Jake. He's a legend. Richie, you have a great show. It's awesome to be here. Well, I really appreciate you tuning in, man, as a Packers fan. We're going to treat Rodgers well, I promise. And good luck to the Green Bay Packers this season, bro. That was a McCagnon deal. McCagnon. I always give the like from my fan, even you, Richie. LOLs. Barney, thank you, my friend. Still won't make a difference. Lamar washed and OBJ is old and on one leg. Lamar's washed? What? Lamar ain't washed. That's nonsense. Richie, do you know the base of the contract, or does anyone know yet? The base of the contract, 15 guaranteed, and it's up to 18 mil with incentives. And the Jets were not willing to match that. If that's what you're asking. Jets were not willing to match that. Were they smart? I don't know. You guys let me know. Richie, you're the GOAT, and will OBJ be a top 10 receiver? Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. No, he will not. He would not have been a top 10 receiver if he came to the Jets, and he won't be a top 10 receiver on the Ravens. Hey, you never know. He could be. He could tap back. Anything can happen, right? But I think there's so many freaking good receivers in the league today where it'll be hard for him to get back into that. Next signing, I hope, is Ben Jones. I agree. I think the Jets are really eyeing to get a center in the draft, which is why we haven't got Ben Jones yet. My assumption, and this is pure speculation, is that the Jets are probably telling Ben Jones, hey, would you mind just waiting till after the NFL draft and you're our insurance just in case we don't land a center in the draft that we like, and then we'll sign you to a contract? Because we want to get like a John Michael Schmitz, for example. And if we don't get him, we'll sign you. But if we do get him, sorry, Ben. That's what I assume. Richie, how bummed were you? Scale 1 to 10. To be honest with you, I saw the news. First instinct was, damn it. What? OBJ? I thought he was visiting with the Jets tomorrow. And then I look at the contract and I hear about the reasoning behind it, and it makes a lot of sense. And this is my point of the OBJ situation. The Baltimore Ravens need OBJ. The Jets didn't need him. It would have been a luxury because we have so much talent at the receiver room as it is. So I'm disappointed, but I'm not upset. Does that make sense? Odell got the check he wanted, won't get the ring. Glad we didn't overpay for this one. Same here, bro. He chased the money. We were not paying that. Yeah, OBJ called the Jets and asked, will you match this? And the Jets were like, no. And he's like, okay, I'm a Raven. And the Jets, I guess, they definitely have a backup plan because you could tell they were interested in adding another receiver to this room. Woo. This has been a fun stream, man. By the way, I'm in Mexico right now. So I'm flying home tonight. I got an 11:30 p.m. flight, Mexico time. It's 5:30 here. I got to take a red eye, so I got to head to the airport soon. And we'll be back in my studio, back making some Jets content. Mexico City right now. So we'll see what happens, man. It felt good that I'm able to go live when this news broke. Packers fan here, seen your stream a few times. In fairness, you're one of the few Jets feeds that weren't really begging for Odell. Yeah, I looked at it in the perspective of he'd be great on this team. He'd be like, I can't complain with OBJ, but it's not like if we don't get him, it's the end of the world, right? Hit that like, Jets fans. Richie with the awesome content as always. Thanks, brother. Playboy, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And Jamal, you too. I appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you. Take care, man. Have a safe flight. Peace out, people. Mr. McMoney, thanks for tuning in, my friend. What is your favorite option that is realistic after the OBJ news? JSN, Ohio State. Yes. Yes. Ravens, make this make sense. They need to make sure they get Lamar back. That's all I'm going to say. All right, guys, we need 8 more likes for 100. Is that possible? 8? 8 more. 8 more. Come on. Smash it. Also, how's the quality of like the camera and the mic? Because I'm just on my laptop. I don't have my camera. I don't have my microphone. So hopefully it's like good enough quality all the way from Mexico. Or time to go over your mock draft. Yeah, I posted a mock draft on my other YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out, Touchdown Kingdom. Let me know your guys' thoughts of the my NFL mock draft. Quality is crispy. Well, I love to hear that because I don't have any external sources I'm using. Audio and vid are solid. That's good. I'm strictly on a webcam of my MacBook, and I'm using the MacBook audio, so that's good to hear. It's also a brand new MacBook, so it better be freaking good quality. I spent a decent amount of money. Richie has a dinosaur picture. Yeah, I'm in an Airbnb right now, so this is not my dinosaur. I'm in a random ass. I can even show you around. I can give you a tour. I don't know where I am. Richie, could the Packers hold on to Rodgers till the trade deadline into the season? No. For the financial reasons, they need to get that contract off their books. so they can build around Jordan Love. Yeah, you still look sexy. Thank you. True, dedicated, loyal fans pick a favorite team when they are a kid, and they stick with that team regardless of what that team does. All you can do is hope and pray for the best. Oh, yeah. Well said. I can't hit the like twice, yo, or can I? JK. Make another YouTube account. Nah, you don't have to do that. Hey, we hit 100 likes. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome, bro. Wow, no trolls in here. I'm going to come here more often. Dane, come on in, bro. You're always welcome to Jets Media. But don't get me wrong, there's trolls in here. Definitely trolls, but maybe not as many right in this moment. But still, pull up more often, man. It's good to have you in the chat, my friend. So I would imagine the Patriots have lost fans by the thousands and thousands over the last few years. Maybe. Jared, what are you talking about? I love how, like, there's conversations going on in the chat that, like, I'm not even involved in. I'm, like, reading it, and I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? And I'm like, oh, you guys are having your own conversations in chat. Woo. All right. Well, I think let me wrap it up the show here, guys. I got to get ready for my trip back home, taking a red eye. And, yeah, I'm going to be sleeping on the plane. Hopefully, right? I can sleep on the plane. I'm flying home 11:30, and I land at 6:30 a.m. New York time. So hopefully I can sleep, and then we can go live again tomorrow. Maybe have some call-ins, have you guys join the show. We have a lot of fun things planned, man, on the channel, and it feels really good to be back with you folks. Richie, sorry, I was teasing. Hey, we need teasers and trolls in the chat. It's what adds to the life. Be safe, bro. Thanks for the live. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for tuning in, my man. Appreciate that. Be safe, Richie. Thank you, friend. Thank you all for tuning in, guys. Jets Media is out of here. Have a great rest of your night. The New York Jets missed out on Odell Beckham Jr. because of the money, and that's okay. I wanted OBJ, but I think for this price, I think the Jets were smart not to match this deal. And listen, I'll finish off with this. OBJ called the Jets and asked, will you match this offer? What does that tell you which team he'd prefer to go to? Obviously, the finances is what is the reason why he's a Raven. If the match said, yeah, we'll match that contract, Odell Beckham Jr. is a New York Jet. That tells you how much he wanted to come here. But obviously, if he really wanted to come here, he would have took less money. But I don't think OBJ wants to take less money after coming off an ACL injury and not playing last year. He wants to cash in at the back end of his career, and he can't blame the man. I don't blame him at all. So, guys, I appreciate you all tuning into the show. I love you all. Let's go Jets. And shout out to all the other NFL fan bases in the chat throughout this entire show. I appreciate you guys. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow on the stream. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Peace.